Now you're the new media guy, so I'm loving your podcast, the Positivity Podcast. You've had some great guests on there. John Ronson, who I actually just saw in New York City and had him on the show. That guy's just, he's brilliant, isn't he? Amazing. Alain de Botton, who we just had on as well, Heston Blumenthal. Are you enjoying this new media piece? Because you're a classic kind of older media guy with books, but what's this like?
Well, I did a show for Hulu, did a couple of seasons where I interviewed people as a psychologist, not as a journalist. And the gist of that was, how do you do what you do? So I would interview Roger Moore or Richard Dawkins or Lulu or Rachel Ray. It was a very eclectic mix, Ryan Seacrest, Simon Cowell, Tony Robbins. And I loved doing it. I had no idea if I'd be any good at it, but apparently I was. And I moved back here, and Global, a big media company, approached me and said, we're looking to do podcasts, and we wonder if you'd be interested. So I went away and I researched it, and I found that it is, as you say, one of the fastest developing new mediums in media. And so I said, I wouldn't mind interviewing people and discovering their success mindset without actually asking that question, but asking questions that lead around it. So if you're listening to it eventually, you just go, oh, I see how they see the world, or I understand how they think now, or I've got a glimpse into that success mindset of this person. It's made me feel more uplifted, more positive. And so I usually come away from it feeling pretty up myself. And the people who I interview say, well, I've never been asked that sort of stuff before, kind of like your show here. And so I'm loving doing that. It's become a huge hit. It's in the top 10% of podcasts worldwide at the moment.
And your show with Mel B really popped off, right? Because she talked about some
she talked
stuff.
about, again, she was incredibly, I suppose, authentic and she's very real as a person. And I don't know her, but she was just so candid. And she talked about her ADHD, about also some of the tough times in her life, about some of the things that really work for her now. And it became a huge hit,
It's because it was probably you and her in a room, right? When you recorded it. And so it just allows people to let their guard down. And also, I think audio only just lets people relax.
I think it is that, but also, this is something that I've had, which is pretty much a blessing. It's not really such a burden, but throughout my life, people tell me everything about everything. So I can sit down on a park bench and people start talking to me and open up about their life, let alone when they sit in my study and I'm doing therapy with them. So it's kind of got a flavor of that, in as much as I'm not trying to be penetrating in my questions, but I just can't help. I'm fascinated by people. I want to understand how they tick. I'm not looking for a scoop. I'm not a journalist. I'm just fascinated by interesting people. It's funny, my wife said to me, what if you get somebody who's not that interesting? I said, it's not possible. Everybody's interesting to me. And if they're interesting to me, they'll be interesting, I hope, to the audience that are listening.